My name is George Sneed. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. Actually born and raised, born primarily, raised sort of. I was born in Fort Gordon and ended up going to elementary school and high school. I'm one of the kids that never went to a middle school. As a matter of fact, went straight from elementary to high. I think I turned out all right, so that's for another day. But moved away after I went out to college and didn't come back to Augusta until about 8 years ago. And what I noticed in the community was a hint of stagnation. People were complacent with where they were, what was going on. The community leaders were happy with being career politicians. So things didn't seem like the places I had been. I had moved here from Houston, Texas, before that Austin, Cincinnati, Charlotte. Those people and people associated with change were advocates of greater good. And I'm just not seeing that here in the community. So I'm hoping I can do my part in developing people who could contribute to making that change. What NLC means to me. NLC first is New Leaders Council. New Leaders Council allows for us to recognize and bring together people who are like-minded, and we would like to say progressive thinking people who have the future of our community as a great concern of theirs. I initially had a great concern upon moving back home simply because I recognized how things were transpiring in the community. I didn't think I alone could tackle every single issue that I had a concern with, but when taking the opportunity to look in the NLC, we were able to identify people who share some of the same concerns, who are as in tune with things in the community that they may not be in agreement with in terms of the future of our city. Too often we find that the politicians, our leaders, they may not always be concerned with the greater good. You would hope that those that understand what it takes for a community to thrive and to grow would recognize that you need leaders in place who can put the common good ahead of personal gain. I know that's a strong statement to say because it's not fair to say that every politician that's in an office is there for personal gain. Plenty of times they may have gone in with the right intentions and could have been tainted somewhere along the way. But for us, if we work together as a community, we can grow. We cannot survive if your particular district, per se, is hungry for a sidewalk in their community and your constituents want to provide, are kind of giving you grief about that sidewalk. So you bring your argument to the council that I refuse to agree on a community center in the heart of the city because I don't have sidewalks yet. So in that case, you actually take the opportunity to hold the whole city hostage until the folks in your community get their sidewalks. I would like to think that as a leader in those particular communities who are willing to come forward and take their constituents' argument of lack of sidewalks, to be able to go back to some forum and share with them that, hey, we'll get you the sidewalks eventually, but what I need from you right now is to jump on board with something that's for the greater good. Maybe in a contract with someone who may be willing to build a center, you can take the opportunity to have them throw in your sidewalks for you. But until your leadership is willing to have that conversation with other people, and for a leader to do that, they have to be progressive thinking. They have to think ahead of what your immediate needs are. So bringing it back home, NLC for me means bringing those like-minded people together, giving them all the tools and assets that they need to be able to help foster and improve our local community. That's what NLC means to me.